Okay, today we're going to do a twisted gatefold card. And I made one here last year and it looks like this. And you open it, I don't have a message here, but that's the way it works. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is start with a piece of paper that is 6 by 9. And then what we're going to do is we're going to, let me make sure that this is 6 by 9. Okay, there's your 6 by 9, and then what we're going to do is we're going to score it at 3 and 6. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to score it diagonally, which means I'm going to use my ruler and we're going to score it from the top right to the bottom left. I'm using a ruler and a stylus. Okay, now on this side I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to score it from the top right to the bottom left. You have to hold that down pretty hard. Now I'm using Gina K cardstock, so it's pretty thick. So you might want to use something that is not as thick as this. So now I'm going to use my bone folder to burnish it down. As you can see, I did mine a little too hard and I got cracks in it. But hopefully you won't do that to yours. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to fold it and burnish it down where we scored it on the diagonal. And the other side should give you, you should meet in the middle when you do it. So when you burnish it down, you should have your two sides meeting in the middle. Now it doesn't matter if it doesn't have to be perfectly straight, as long as it is meeting in the middle and it's not overlapping. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut some pattern paper. Now you might want to be sure about how your patterns are going, like which direction they're going in, depending on what pattern you have. So I have an umbrella pattern that I want to be upright like this. So what I'm going to do is cut it at the size of the panels, which is going to be 275, 2 3/4 by 6. So let's see, I want to make sure my pattern is up and down. So I'm really cutting it this way because I want it at 6. And then I'm going to cut at 275. But it really should be this way, 275, because I want it to go up and down the long way. Okay, so this way when I cut it, it will be up and down the long way. The other side, I'm doing the same thing. Now this pattern is a pattern that doesn't matter which way I go, but I'm doing 2 3/4 again by 6. So here's 2 3/4 by 6. Okay. So now we have 2 panels here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it on the diagonal. Now you have to make sure you know which one of your patterns you're going, which direction. So this pattern is going underneath, so it's going to be on this part here and this part here. So I want to cut it, it's going to be diagonal from the top left, the top right to the bottom left. So the top right to the bottom left, I'm lining it up. From the top right to the bottom left, I'm lining it up here. Okay, so then when I look at it, it's going to go like this. Okay, so now the other side is going to be the one that's in the middle. And this one is going to go from the top left to the bottom right. So I'm lining up here, the top left to the bottom right. Okay. So now we're ready to put some of this down. So I'm going to take my adhesive and the little umbrellas are going to go here. I'm lining it up so that it's inside the score line. We want to make sure you're able to fold it. Try to get it a little bit to the edge there. So mine's not exactly perfect, but for right now I'm leaving it because I'm just showing you how to do it. Okay, so then I'm putting some adhesive on the other side. Things don't always go perfectly, and so I have it, the pattern going up. The other side of the pattern was going down. So now my umbrellas are going up and down there. So now I'm going to put on this side. Which goes here on this panel here. Seems like I'm a little long here, but I can just trim that off later. And then put the other panel on there. Maybe I probably should have made mine a little smaller. I'll tell you the correct measurements when I do the video. I mean, when I edit the video. So basically, I probably should have gone in a little bit more. So I should have made it a little bit smaller. But so this is what it looks like here. And now what I'm going to do is I have some pre-cut stuff. So I did a couple of die cut circles. And I have this little umbrella that I stamped and did a die cut of. This is Gina K. It goes with a set. I'm not really, don't remember the name of the set. But this paper is Authentique. And it is in our clearance section. Okay, so I'm going to put some adhesive on one side so it doesn't, and then you can sort of make yours. I mean, it depends on which way you want it to go. If you want it to look straight on, or do you want it to go, I want mine to go a little you know, a little bit off center, so, but I'm putting it on one side. So it's only going to be going on the left side. And there that goes. And then I'm cut the panel inside. It's 2 3/4 by 5 3/4. I already pre-stamped this panel. And then there you go. There's your card. You open it up. It's got a little sentiment. Now this card has to go in a bigger envelope. It won't go in a regular size envelope. So I have an envelope here that's 5.5 by 7.5, and it will fit in that envelope. It's like a medium size envelope, the next size up from our regular size envelope. Okay, so hope you had fun. Thanks for watching.